Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just clarifying because everything gets clip farmed, and before you know it, I'm back in handcuffs.
So not 18, 19. But I'd happily take an 18-year-old on their birthday. Like,
Why?
Closer to 18. I just want them,
That's so crazy. She literally just was trying to shame Andrew and say, well, he likes 18-year-olds. And then this bitch literally just says, oh, I'll happily take an 18-year-old on his birthday. What the fuck? I'm trying to tell you, this shit is crazy.
to be young, innocent. I want to strip them from that. I
Yeah,
want to
steal
take
their
their
innocence.
What the fuck? And she says it with nobody said anything about this? Nobody is saying anything about this shit?
Their toes curl up as they come for the first time from a girl. Like, I love that. And I also think it's educational. So I'm obsessed
How's
with
it
it.
educational?
You think about sex education at school. It's from a middle-aged teacher that's not been laid. And they basically say you have sex or you're probably going to die from an STD. There's no information. If anything, they should whip up one of my DVDs, put it on screen and show, look, that's how the dick enters the pussy. This is how you get a girl wet. There's none of that.
Oh
so
my
me
God,
having sex with them.
So you want
this is
teachers to show children pornography to explain how sex works. Sheesh, this bitch is fucked in the head.
a woman's body. Yes, a woman's Andrew, not trans. And
I don't think you're trans.
and
We'll come to that.
They don't know how to pleasure a girl. They've not touched a girl. They've just watched videos, online where they're slapping, they're choking, they're hair pulling. And then they go to do it on a woman or a girl for the first time.
That's
She's
terrible.
probably going to cry rape for the next day.
Yeah, you're probably going to get a criminal charge of that. You're probably going to get sued if that happens. This day.
Probably need to talk from experience there. But like with me, I love educating them. Like they've never fingered a girl before. They've never...
So you
learnt what
educate
they
your
like.
guys when you
This shit
sleep
is
with them.
crazy.
Not all the time. Some of them are in their 80s and their wife's dead. Like they've been having sex for years, but some of them are 18 and haven't lost their virginity. They haven't been having sex. So I love lying there and saying, look, do whatever you want to me, trial and error. And if anything, I'm protecting women because then the next girl they sleep with, they know how to choke properly. They know how to slap. They know how to fuck and they know how to pleasure her. And also I give them such a safe environment. Like, I mean, if you had an 18-year-old son, would you send him to me on his 18th birthday?
Fuck
No.
no.
Serious? Okay, so your
Fuck
son will probably lose his virginity after going to a club. He's probably been drinking. The girl
Fuck
might have
no.
done drugs. They then go back to some hotel or
I
parents'
don't
house.
think
whatever.
I'm raising him that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
but regardless,
What about if he falls in love and loses his virginity to someone he loves?
and what if the world becomes a really happy place? You're talking. It's unrealistic. When people lose their virginity, it's probably after a night out.
So it's more realistic I send my son to you.
Yeah.
Who slept with 1,000.
Are you saying, Rob, that your children are going to do what you want? Is that
on your
what you're trying to
18th,
say?
on his 18th
Because
birthday, I'll go
they're
and find
independent
him.
people,
They
Rob.
are.
No, they
They
can
are.
make
Now
their
he's
own decisions,
control it.
Rob.
They
Don't
can.
come out with that crap.
But
Well,
when you
I
say-
think my kids are... You don't have kids. And I think my
No.
kids are older than your kids. So de facto, I think I've got a bit more experience in being a dad. Because
his
everyone
18th
talks about how it is until their kids actually do disobey them, which they do.
No, they won't.
Right, Rob, on your son's 18th birthday, I'll be stood on the driveway with a balloon and a happy birthday card. I'll take his virginity, but I'll take him to a safe, controlled environment. I'm not going to cry rape the next day. I'm STD tested. I can educate him on a body. So the next girl he sleeps with, because if that's the girl he falls in love with, she's going to want a good shag. She's going to want to be pleasured. She's want to walk away from it going, fuck, that was good. Yeah, I want to see him again. I want to stay loyal to him because he was amazing in the bedroom.
Rob, you should do it.
Do you really believe this?
Rob, do
Yeah.
it.
Okay, would you send your son to Bonnie, age 18, birthday?
I don't need to, but you need to.
I don't need to.
Yes, you do.
Are you judging me,
Yeah,
Andrew?
of course. I'm just saying that. Like,
Andrew, I do father and son as well.
do you?
Yeah.
No, thanks. But
Yo, man.
Bit
no,
of double
no way.
penetration.
Holy shit.
Well, you need to find out if I'm trans. I think you and your brother, double penetration, then you'll know the
my
truth.
God.
Okay,
that's
first things
crazy.
first. You're not
Jesus, so
trans, and I
crazy.
knew you weren't trans.
Is that
100%.
because you've had multiple wanks?
No, it's just 100%.
Or is that because you left this at my last event? Oh, you don't want to touch it? I thought you might be thirsty. You want to rinse it for cum?
Bonnie? Bonnie, I knew you weren't trans. However,
Yeah.
I would argue that a lot of the men who fuck you are gay.
No, it can be intimidating though for guys.
No, it's not about intimidation. They are gay.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are, because
Their dick is entering a pussy.
there's too much male DNA all around that scenario. The reason I find female promiscuity
Disgusting.
by and large, from my
Yeah.
That man, like he said, it's too much. It's too, and that's what I be trying to tell niggas. Like, it's too much. It's too many niggas. Too many niggas you letting inside of you, like, and then we know where they finishing. We know what's going on. We know we ain't stupid. Stupid. So it's like, that's why I can see where he coming from with that. Because it's like, why would you want to go do that? And a nigga just was in there. A nigga was just in there 2 seconds ago, and you want to stick your dick behind another nigga? Y'all niggas is
Fatality.
y'all niggas is cooked for real.
Personal sexual appetite, quite disgusting, is because I don't like the thought of other men anywhere near what I'm gonna fuck. I'm so not gay that I don't like that there have been men there.
Right.
If you're on a boat with 25 of them.
Well, if that's whoreland. When you're if you're in whoreland, it's whoreland. You
So
don't
that's
care.
the fork box, not the spoon box.
I guess you could argue that, yes. My point is, if I was going to take a woman seriously, the idea of another man being near her, I find repulsive. And I find it repulsive because the idea of the man repulses me by and large.
Yeah.
Any man who's happy to have sex with that many other men, when there's that much other male DNA in the room, I would argue has a streak of homosexuality to some degree. I would argue that those men are gay. Now, you're not trans, but I don't think a straight man wants to fuck a pussy that's had 10 dicks in it, or 20 dicks in it, or 50 dicks in it.
What about 1,057?
Well, I don't know. Maybe these men are just bi, or I don't know. Maybe they're desperate. You can argue lots of things. You know?
I don't agree, but I do get where you're coming from. Like some of these guys, especially 6 hours in, they come to me. It's the floor's like an ice rink. There's that much cum on there. My face, I'm barely recognizable. Like my hair is slicked back. My eyes are full of cum. Like my whole body is so slippery from cum. And yet they still come, they kiss me, they touch me. And I think, fuck, what if they don't want to touch me? Because I'm...
That's why you niggas is, that's what I'm saying. That's why, look how you niggas are disgusted. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh, shit.
covered in another guy's cum. And when I do the gangbangs and there's a lot of men together, I have security in that room. A lot of people assume that security's for me. It's not. It's for the other guys, because I'm always concerned, like, fuck, if another guy comes and it hits another guy, I don't want a fight to break out. I don't want them to be like, oh, that's gay, don't touch me. So there's always security when I do these.
Nigga, you gay for being there fucking with all them dicks around you. What the fuck? Like, you scared nut gonna hit you? Duh. That's what the fuck is going on. It's a gangbang. That's why you don't do gangbangs, nigga, because nut might hit you, stupid. You niggas are freaks. Stupid. Y'all are, I keep looking over here. Y'all are bugging. Y'all are bugging. Nigga said it's for her, so they don't get mad. Nigga, why are you there, nigga? With other, nigga, it's gay that you have other dicks out around you. That's not gay to y'all niggas? Really? It's kind of sus. I'm trying to tell you. Other niggas is stroking they shit around you. How do you just close your eyes, nigga? Like, how do you even get off to that shit?
Predominantly for the guys, because I'm scared a fight's going to break out because they think it's gay.
And you respect this profession.
I understand the profession. The profession has been around for a very long time. I respect the honesty, actually, what I say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the men who turn up to these events are gay by and large. I think they're at least bi, because I think that if you're a straight man, you don't really want to be near other kind of men's genitals. And time in and of itself, we should resurrect Einstein and get him in this conversation. He'll tell you more about it than me. But, time's all happening at once, they say. And that, it's not linear like we believe. And there's another dimension where everything happens at once. Have you seen Interstellar?
Yes.
Cool. So if you fuck her after she's been fucked, you're fucking her the same time she is being fucked, and the dick is in there with your dick, and it's all happening in one big fucking time warp of jizz. And it's better if you're just nowhere near it. If you just don't go anywhere near it.
This conversation's getting me really wet.
Well, this is the thing. Well, I'm sure that when I see your next event, time warp of jizz, I expect a cut.
Right, exactly.
So for me, women say this. Oh yeah, but it was before I met you. I don't give a fuck if it was before you knew my name. You got fucked, and that's disgusting. And that offends me now. You cheated on me before I met you. That is terrible.
Is that not your insecurity?
Well, that's a perfect word. So people call it insecurity.
Women call it insecurity because they don't want to be judged because they've been fucked. That's the trick. They don't want to be judged because they've been being a hoe, so they say that. You're insecure. Oh my God, you're insecure that I just let my Gucci around and let niggas bust all inside me and around me. You're insecure. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Stupid.
You got onto my point. It's almost like you can read my mind, Rob. People call it insecurity. They say,
if you've got 1 inch, the other guys are going to have bigger dicks.
Well, people call it insecurity and people call it lots of things. But truthfully, what it is heterosexuality. And any of these men who go, oh yeah, I don't mind her being covered in cum, they need to take a long, hard look in the mirror and probably get an AIDS test because they're gay. And that's fine. I mean, some people are gay. But you can be gay. You can have gay sex with a woman. Of course you can. I mean, the point of having sex with a woman is to get her pregnant, by and large. I'd argue that being horny in general is kind of gay. To be like, I'm so horny. Like, I'm a full-grown man. I'm so horny. I'm so horny. Like, who?
Yeah, but to me,
not
gays
that
fucking another
serious.
guy is.
No.
Gays
Gays doing gay shit, bro. Gays having sex with a woman without the intention of impregnating her, having sex with a woman who's covered in cum, fucking all this is just gay sex. It's all gay. Have sex with a woman and have a child.
What, so you only have sex on ovulation day?
It's not about that, but there has to be a
Okay, so you're
chance.
gay.
There has to be a chance of a child arriving.
But what about on your boat with 25 hoes?
Who says I even fuck them? You think, Rob, this is what I mean. You're so
then there's the fork and the
trapped in the
spoon.
Matrix. You're so trapped in the Matrix.
I think you're judging me, Andrew.
No, you think
You know
think
I'm not
I'll get
trapped
20
in the. You know I'm not trapped in the
You
Matrix.
think I'll get 25 whores on a boat and then be like, yeah, let me fuck them? No, I just want 25 whores on my boat because it's like I want whores on my boat. I want trees in my forest. Like they're just there because I've got a boat.
That is.
I've got a boat and there's women on my boat and they're all beautiful and everyone's jealous of me while I sit there. And even though they all annoy me and I don't even want to fuck them, I just sit on my laptop. But that's just life. It's not even about fucking them. It's not about the sex. You're thinking about sex. This is beyond sex. Nothing to do with sex.
It's like
Unless
being
you're
around
only
the
having sex on
hoes.
ovulation, then you're
Shit.
gay.
Well-
Because then that's the only way a girl's conceiving really is around ovulation.
Well, my point is that if there is a slight chance, and there's always a chance.
Very, very slim though.
Okay, but if there's a chance.
So, okay, you're 50% gay.
If there's a chance of a baby appearing,
yeah.
then I would argue that that is pretty heterosexual sex because heterosexual sex leads to babies. What is the differentiator between heterosexual and homosexual sex? The primary differentiator between the two is offspring. So if you're having sex that cannot possibly lead to offspring in any way, that is gay sex.
Yeah, but who's to
If you're
say-
fucking a girl in the ass, you're gay. Why?
Don't
If
worry,
you're
I'm not
turning up
denying
with a
it.
condom and fucking a woman on birth control, you're gay.
Do you do anything
you're-
for pleasure?
if
Do
you're
you
a-
do anything just
if
for
you're
fun,
a white
Andrew?
man who gets his fucking balls cut open, I know white boys who voluntarily get vasectomies. They voluntarily have their dick chopped to pieces just to make sure they don't accidentally have a beautiful child. Like, how fucking gay can you be? This is all gay sex. If I have sex, there's a chance of a kid. That's the life I live. That's the man I am. If the kid comes as a blessing from God, good. If no kid comes, fine. That's how it is.
How do you
But if
think-
you were to say to me, Andrew, you can come have sex here, and there's no chance of there ever being a kid. It's just for fun.
There's always the
I would
chance,
say,
though.
sorry, I'm not gay.
Condoms aren't 100% reliable, so that day someone could have a 0.01% chance of impregnating me.
but they're
This
trying-
is what happens when you have sex with a lot of women and you've had your fun and games. You don't just have to fuck. I'm saying, like, it doesn't take over your brain. This is why when for example, like when Myron say sleep with 50 women, this is what happens. You learn how to fucking grow up and, not be obsessed with it.
To not have a kid.
Well, how do you know? Did you ask him?
Well, if you have a condom on, you're trying not to have a kid.
Who said I didn't put a pin in it?
The man putting the condom on his dick is trying to not have a kid. The realest nigger there would turn up and say, listen, I'm going to terminate Bonnie Blue. You all keep the condoms on. Fuck it. I'm having a baby out of this bitch because I ain't fucking for free. So let me get a kid at least. I mean, you got money to look after it. You can just block you on WhatsApp. You can raise it. That's free. That's free progeny. These people ain't thinking right.
Do you do anything just for fun?
Loads of stuff.
Like what?
But I don't think running around. I mean, maybe when I was younger, but I'm an old man now. I'm old. I'm 38. I really have no interest in fucking dead puss. You know, when girls sit and say, I'm on birth control. Disgusting. Vile. There's nothing more disgusting than a bitch on birth control.
Yeah, but I think it's
Dead
disgusting if women get pregnant and they can't afford to look after that kid, or they end up in a council house on benefits and that kid has a shit
No,
life.
this is good. Bonnie,
Well,
this
that's
is
good.
No, let me explain.
We're going to run out of beans.
No, let me explain. This is a great thing. Feminism's led us here, and we voted to let in all these migrants, and all these migrants turn up and rape the state. Look, I've got hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
If I got a woman pregnant and she annoyed me, I'd say, yeah, call the council. Fuck you. Let's just rape the state like everyone else does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm brown enough. I'm black enough. I can do it. Put her in Marsh Farm Luton, where I'm from.
EBT.
You wouldn't do that.
Who gives a
EBT.
fuck?
You wouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
but that's
cares?
Section 8.
She better text me respectfully. She can be rich. If she texts me beef, I'll be like, call the council, get a council house, whatever. Let's have kids. Let's just all live off the government. This is feminism.
Yep.
Because you don't live off the government if you have husband. They don't want husbands. And they don't want husbands. Women want to get married.
They want baby mamas.
They don't want
They want baby mamas.
Get married like Sex in the City style. You know, like you fuck a million men, then you get married to some really rich guy who lets you do whatever you want. Then you have an affair with the gardener, and then you spend all his money, and then somehow you're still the victim. That's the kind of marriage they want.
That's
they
most
don't
women's
wanna,
dream.
That's right. They don't actually want to be wives because wives are obedient.
Have responsibility and duty. That's what a wife is. Somebody that knows they have responsibilities and duties that they need to serve and commit to.
And wives are quiet, and wives listen. All women say this. I want to marry you, I want to marry you. Wait till you're in an argument with them and read their messages and go, this is why I will never marry you. This is why I will never marry you. I read their messages and they don't realize that they've ruined their chance forever. I cannot marry you because of how you talk. A wife doesn't do this. I've told you to be quiet 3 times.
What are you going to do?
Here you are.
Go and get on that naughty corner.
That's right.
That naughty step.
So women don't want to be wives. They want to just get married. Which means that the whole
Instagram
familiar
post.
structure is broken. Once the family structure is broken, who has to take the place? Government. Think about this. In Romania, we have no mental health care. Why are there no mental people or out in the streets? Family. We have no forced child support. Why are women not starving to death? Family. We have no disability care. Why are people not sitting on the streets with no legs? Family. Family does so much work. In the West, we have no family. So the government has to come along and offer mental health care, disability care, forced child support. The government has to do it because of feminism. So what I'm saying is if women don't want to get married to men anymore and they all want to listen to the fucking government, then the government can raise the motherfucking kids.
Yep.
Fine. Rob, you put 4 women in front of me, all different flavors. You give me Indian, Chinese, black, white, whatever. And you say you fuck them all and have a kid out of all of them and they'll all be raised on council estates around England. I'd say no problem. Why not? Why the fuck not? If they're real niggers, they'll survive.
If you don't feel guilty, that's your child.
Why would I
Oh,
feel
God.
guilty?
Because
How
that's
I was
your
raised.
child, it's your DNA.
Of course. And if the woman's nice to me and says, Andrew, I'm tired of living in Runcorn.
But
Can I come live in
kids
Dubai
shouldn't-
in a mansion? I'll say, of
Yeah.
course, my dear.
Then perhaps
And
the
then,
kids
but
have to
then,
take the
but
hit
then
of
if
it.
she annoys me, if she's like, oh, I'm here in Dubai and you left me by myself and you're with all these other women, who are all these whores on your boat?
Kill, take
Then I'll
the
be like,
kid
bitch,
off
go
her.
back to Runcorn.
Oh,
Take
God.
the kid off her.
No, I'm not going to take the kid off her. She can keep the kid. Just pay the
Yeah, but
money.
it's your DNA.
Yeah, of course. And my DNA is survivor DNA.
But if
Survivor
you've got
bias.
a proper wife,
if I
that
have
other wife
50
will take
kids,
that
at least
kid.
5 of them will be real niggas. I don't need the other 45. Look, it's survival of the fittest out here.
Oh, God.
This is how it works. This is how my brain works. But you're saying, I don't know why we're going to sit here and create the logic fail of pretending it is wrong for a government to raise the children when that was a man's job, when men have had all of their authority removed. You want us to have the responsibility of a woman, the responsibility of a family, the responsibility of children, the responsibilities with none of the authority. You can't tell a woman what to do. You can't tell her to be quiet. You can't tell your kids off. You can't tell her not to suck.
Can't even spank them niggas no more. They gonna get CPS on your ass. You even yell at them. Shit.
Dick. You can't tell her not to go out with her friends. If you do any of that, it's emotionally coercive behavior. That's a criminal charge in England. If you tell your own wife, not to go to the pub and fuck, you're the criminal.
Oh, you're so controlling.
That's
Let
right.
me do stuff.
But I'm still responsible? No. It looks like the government has more power than me.
Yep.
So if you want to play this game and take all of my authority away as a man, you want to reduce me to nothing more than a tax slave. Well, then I'm going to play your game back at you. I have no authority, so I have no responsibility. I will look after children, and I will look after the women who give me absolute authority over their lives.
Exactly.
You say, yes, sir. Anything you say, sir.
Yep.
I trust.
And that's what I be trying to tell you niggas. That is the only type of women you need to be dealing with in relationship wise. Bitches that listen. That bitch don't listen. You can't say shit at the crib. You arguing with her all the time. Dude, that's what I'm saying. You're not even supposed to be arguing with bitches. I couldn't even imagine doing that shit. Like what? Like you're not supposed to be arguing with bitches, especially not the ones that you in a relationship with. You're not supposed to be arguing with bitches, period. But the ones you in a relationship with, especially. So it's like, she don't listen. Yes, sir. Nigga, that not the one for you, bro. Keep looking. Go get another one. It's a billion of these hoes out here, I promise you.
Trust what you believe in the world. I trust you're guiding us. I trust you to take care of us.
Billion of these women out here.
Those women are driving Bentleys currently, living in mansions currently. And the women who say, I don't want to listen to you, I want to do what I want, are currently in council houses. And I have kids with all of them. And I don't give a fuck. because this is my masculine imperative to impregnate. And when I die, no matter what you think of me, no matter what anyone thinks of me, no matter what anyone watches this, has a bad problem with me, whatever, I get to die with 100 children. I win. I had 100 kids. I was one of the most famous men on the planet, made hundreds of millions of dollars, spent a little time in jail, whatever. I win. Great life. Genghis Khan.
Type shit.
There's men out there who go, oh no, do you know I've got my 2 kids? That's enough. That's your choice. To me, it sounds like failure. Perma-failure. And the only reason they're doing that is because their women wouldn't give them more.
Exactly.
Or they're afraid to have kids
Or they wouldn't allow them. They wouldn't allow them to.
with another woman in case their woman finds out.
Yeah.
A lot of guys say, like I speak to, the wife wants another kid, but they don't want it because they know they'd have to work longer hours. They know they'd have to do more work. Yeah, the wife wants another kid because she's like, fucking hell, what's going to happen in a few months? I'm going to have to go back to work. I don't want to go back to work. Hey, I'm going to pop out another kid. So a lot of the time, I think the women do want more kids and the dads don't, but it's because of the pressure. They know that that additional kid is going to mean in terms of income.
It's because they're gay.
They're not gay.
They're gay.
Bonnie, do you think Andrew Tate is guilty of the charges against him?
I don't know. What's the saying? Innocent until proven... No, yeah, innocent until proven guilty. Are you a
But
rapist?
What do you really think? What do you think?
No, I think why would he? He gets pussy easy enough. Why go and cause drama for yourself?
Bonnie
That's honestly
is
what I
the
think.
most based person. You know that you're probably one of the smartest women I've spoken to.
I'm quite smart. To say I'm a slut, I have a brain and I am smart, only in what I do. For example, like, if you ask me about sex work, media, or marketing, I've got an answer. You ask me about other shit, I don't know. I don't even know where. I thought it was on an island right now. We're not. But I think, why would someone like Andrew go and rape someone? He can get like unlimited pussy.
Unlimited.
Why cause a headache for yourself? Why go and pay a lawyer? Why give more money to the government? He could just join my queue. I've seen him there multiple times.
Oh, wait, I was with you till then. Bonnie's based. Bonnie understands the world very well. I think that's why we kind of understand each other. She understands the world very well. Of course, I haven't raped anyone. What I did was not buy girls handbags who wanted handbags, and then they did what women do, which is cry rape.
They want attention and they want money.
Of course, they want attention and money. And everyone with a brain knows they want attention and money.
Did they cry rape, or was it the system that came for you first?
Well, this is the thing. When the system starts calling every single woman and promises them money, and you've slept with a bunch of them, they only need to find 1 or 2 out of the 1,000, and then there you go. And then they can make criminal charges on you, which is what they did to me. They call 1,000 women. They find a couple who want money or fame, and they get them to make lies up about you so that the government can attack you. This is my point by and large. This is why, if anyone's confused about my opinions on anything, I want you to understand men now, we are such second-class citizens. We have no authority. We have no autonomy. We have nothing left inside of us because we have no capability to even defend ourselves against heinous allegations which are raised in retrospect of action. We're expected to pay all the taxes. We're expected to build the roads. We're expected to go to work every day. We're expected to die in a ditch if the country needs defending. We're expected to stay on the boat when the boat is sinking. We're expected to do all of these things. But it turns out the government and women can wreck us by and large. We are nothing but slaves and serfs to the matriarchy now. And because we live in this matriarchal system where men are absolutely abused, nobody gives a shit about our mental health. Nobody gives a shit about our physical health. All we talk about is breast cancer. That's not even the top 10 cancers, I believe. I think prostate cancer's 10 times the amount. Nobody gives a fuck if men die. Nobody gives a fuck if we kill ourselves.
Nope.
Nobody cares if we do worse in school. Nobody cares most of us go to jail. They don't care about any of it. So we are slaves. So what I do as a slave is say, well, if I'm a slave here in this system, then I don't see why I need to be responsible enough to worry about paying for this kid, for example. If you're going to treat me like a fucking bitch and the government's going to come along like Big Daddy, is going to poison my woman's mind so she doesn't listen to me, is going to rape me in a divorce court, is going to throw me in jail based on false allegations, then how about you pay for the fucking children?
Right.
Fuck you. That's my view.
That's what I'd be saying.
Do you think like men are the lowest in society now?
I think men, if they speak out, they literally don't have a word against women nowadays. Especially with rape, there is a lot of men that get away with it, and that's terrible. But there's a lot of girls that just haven't got the right way, and the next day they cry rape. And I'm not saying that's all women. Rape does happen. It happens regardless. But like blaming Andrew for that, it's just girls that want attention. Those girls come forward like, oh my God, I'm the girl that Andrew Tate raped. Their Instagram will shoot through the roof. They'll get paid. They'll probably get some sort of clothing brand deal because it's, oh my God, it's women empowerment. Look, you spoke out against someone that's, so hated. They'll be credited, even though their stories are fake. They're the ones that will get praised.
100%. Bonnie is smart.
But you blame feminism on it.
Well, I blame a society in which women have been told that they can do and have anything they want all of the time.
Anytime they
This
want.
unrealistic subsect of events. The world we now live in is completely unrealistic on basically every
That's
level.
how Bonnie is living, isn't it?
Well, no, I think Bonnie is actually taking.
I'm not crying rape. I'm not
She's not
saying
crying rape.
people are taking advantage of me. I'm there saying, look, I'm a slut, I'm a whore, my holes are open. Come do it. But then when women say I'm taking them back, I'll give you the stats that I'm actually reducing rape rates.
Rob, this is important because Bonnie is the only person who is honest.
Right.
Saying I'm a whore, fuck me, and I'll make money from it is far more honest than saying, oh, I love you so much, I'll be your girlfriend. Oh, can you buy me this handbag? Oh, you won't buy me the handbag, rape. Or, I love you so much, let's get married. Oh, I'm unhappy in this marriage, give me half your stuff. She's the most honest woman of all.
Yep.
This is exactly what men should be hoping for, to meet a woman this honest.
So
Because
you
most women...
I'm not going to hide my past. I'm not going to say, you know what, I'm really innocent. I'll say, you know what, yeah, I fucked 1,057 men. Yes, I want to get to a body goal of 10,000. But I am honest. I'm not hiding it. My phone hasn't got a password. Like, I am just so open and transparent.
You want to
with
get to a
everyone I
body
meet.
count of 10,000 men.
Yeah.
Would you rather meet Bonnie, who tells you all of this, or a woman who goes, oh, really? No, I haven't really done much, when she's done everything and she's been a total fucking whore and she's lying to you, and then you marry her
in your
maybe she's
face.
a good girl, and then she takes you to the divorce court and completely wrecks you. You know
Takes
what?
everything.
Then say, oh, my woman's not a gold digger. Go to divorce court. Don't talk about gold diggers. Go to divorce court and you will soon learn that every single female on the planet wants your money. All. I've never seen anybody go to divorce court and say, she's not after my money, funnily enough. She just wants to get a divorce. No, every single time. They want to take everything. They're all gold diggers.
Right.
So it's actually very interesting.
You're trying to
I
take your
respect
whole-
Bonnie
your
because you know
butthole.
exactly what you're getting. If you show me a scorpion and I know you're a scorpion, fine. Don't put a scorpion in a fucking bunny suit. You
With
understand?
me, you get good technique and money.
You get it's honest. I respect the honesty of it. And people are going to sit here, and there are people who do it. They're going to sit here and go, what Bonnie Blue does is disgusting. Ain't that right, babe? Ain't that right, babe? And they'll hold Babe's hand, knowing that Babe's fucking worse. Babe's a fucking skank. They met her in a fucking pub, three Jägermeisters in. She's prepared to fuck that guy, whoever he is, who's a fucking nobody. You're watching this at home, all you guys watching this at home, and you think your wife really loves you. Do you think I couldn't take your bitch? Of course I could.
I think
She
what's
chose you because she ain't met me, bruv. That's it. So, like, you're pretending your wife's any better? It's bullshit. I love Bonnie's honesty. And she knows. I'm going to bring her to court. You're my lawyer. I'm adding you to legal.
Oh my God, this
This bitch is lying. She wanted money. That's it. So as a man now, you talk about the different forks and spoons and stuff. Let's talk about this. If I have a woman who I take care of and she's wifey and whatever, she's wifey in a certain scenario, that's fine. But if I'm going to put 25 girls on a boat, don't I want girls who are honest, who are open, who know why they're there? They're there because I'm rich and I have them there because they're hot and we all know why everyone's there. I'm less likely to get trouble with those kind of women than the women who go, oh, I'm so innocent, I'm so sweet. Those are the
Andrew
rape
took
victims.
advantage of me. Andrew took me on a boat and this and this happened. Whereas like you take me on a boat, guaranteed no, your lawyers aren't getting involved. I'll say, if anything, I put it on you. That's more realistic.
What advice would you give to Bonnie now she's starting to get cancelled like you've been?
Well, I'm sure she's smart enough to understand there's have to find a way to monetize and become independent outside of the matrix like I did. You have to find some clever ways to do it, and it's very doable. I think Bonnie's going to continue to get paid using what she knows how to do to become financially successful, which is a fantastic thing to do. Why not? No point doing it for free. I think Bonnie's smart enough to work it all out. And I don't think she gives a shit what they say negative about her because there's no such thing as bad press. I mean, I'm probably the most negatively spoke about guy on the planet.
Does that bother you?
I don't give a fuck. And I just really, my only thing for Bonnie, and I'm actually going to ask you a question. I really hope, Bonnie,
Yeah.
that you stay true to the end. I hope you're real G about this. I
could've-
don't want you to start busting out a cross and talking about God in about 5 years from now.
I mean, I might
saying that
insert
you're-
it inside of me, but there's no way you're going to see me at church unless it's for a gangbang.
No, I don't want any of that I'm reformed bullshit. I don't want any of that crap and saying my past doesn't matter because I've been born again. Please don't do that. I want you until the end in the old people's home. I want, petting zoo, 85-year-old petting zoo. I want you to do it to the end. And stay real about your choices.
100%.
All right. Well, then she's the real G. Then she made her decision.
Right, exactly.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. Live by the code. Street life. It is what it is. Like me, I could have fucking pussied out by now when they put me in jail. I could have started saying, yeah, women should vote. No, they shouldn't. So fuck you. Put me in jail. That I stick to what I mean. She's going to stick to what she means and what she says and what she wants to do. She's not going to start busting out and trying to use religion as a shield. Because that's what most of these OnlyFans girls do.
Yeah.
And there's always some white boy, especially
Shout out to Brittany Renner.
No motivation life. They don't know what to do. They're like, okay, what can I do now? Oh, okay, my OF's dropping or my Fansly account's dropping.
Shout out to Nala.
Let's just say I found God. They've got no motivation or drive in life. They have to be given a purpose. You have to be given a reason to live. It's either, have a couple
they don't
of
want to take
kids.
responsibility for what they did.
Yeah.
What they want to do is they want to erase their past. So they want to get, these OnlyFans girls, they say, oh, I'm traditional now and God, and they wave a cross around. And then some little white boy who goes to church all the time, who's never had pussy in his life, is like, she's reformed. Bro.
Yeah, right.
Pathetic.
All right.
The women get away with
All
it.
right.
As long as they get away with it. You can't blame the thief for stealing. You got to blame the guy who didn't lock his gold up.
Exactly.
And if these women get away with this scam and men want to fall for it, then it's up to them.
So
But
what
I just
Bonnie's
hope,
doing is a scam, is it?
no, I just don't want Bonnie to ever, change up the game. Stick to what you know.
One rule for one and one rule for another. And that's what's
No,
annoying.
but I find this interesting because most people are too fucking stupid to understand these false dichotomies we live under. And let's take Diddy, for example, right? I'm not defending Diddy.
Yeah.
What he did was probably wrong. I don't know. I haven't followed the case. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know what the fuck Diddy did. The guy, he was anti-Trump. He hated me. Me and Diddy don't even like each other. The only time we interacted on Twitter was beef. So I'm not defending the guy. What I'm saying is that black culture in America, the music, the culture, all it is sexualizing women and whores, getting as much money as possible, being a gangster, waving guns around, fucking loads of women. That's the culture.
That sounds like you.
Careful. So if that's the culture that the black society is going to promote, if that's what the music is going to push, if that's what's seen as the end goal of success in the black community, becoming a rapper, becoming famous, having a bunch of whores, fucking a bunch of whores, being feared, having guns, being a gangster, being a criminal, if all of this is what they're pushing and they're saying this is the end goal of success, and then someone gets there and does it, and then we say, he was threatening women and he was waving a gun around and he was fucking loads of women. So what I'm saying is, it's very hypocritical, this society we live in now, where we push people in a certain direction. And then as soon as they end up exactly where they're headed, we have a go at them for it and pretend they shouldn't be there. It is absolutely false to declare that women are not being sexualized. Women are told to be promiscuous now. Women are told to be sexual now.
Yep.
So when a woman ends up promiscuous and sexually liberated, who are we to sit and say, I can't believe this has happened? It's completely asinine. It's a double standard. It's a false dichotomy. And it's amazing to me that we live in this world. If you're going to have black rap music push people to be in big mansions with a bunch of whores fucking them, taking drugs and waving guns around, don't be surprised when black people do it. And don't be surprised when women end up as whores when we're telling women to be whores.
Right.
If you want women to do something else, then tell them to do something else. I don't know why we're surprised by it. The thing that's unsettling in all of this is still the role of the average man, who's expected to
be
get
the man.
far less in terms of loyalty and quality and standard from a woman than he's ever had, and pay a far higher price. Our grandfathers got a woman. He didn't have to be rich. He didn't have to even be famous. He didn't have to be successful. He just had to be a man and do the most basic things. And she loved him and he loved her and they had a happy relationship. Our grandfathers got a woman for fuck all. Now, to get a woman who cares about you, you need to be one of the most famous, rich, well-known, drive a Lambo, this, X, Y, Z. The average man's fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
And the role of men in all of this is completely forgotten because nobody gives a shit about men. We're hypersexualizing women. And let's be honest, Bonnie is smart enough to monetize her own content. But most women who are promiscuous are not smart enough to monetize.
But isn't Bonnie part of the problem then?
Bonnie is a symptom of society. I don't want to say of the disease of society. I could, but she's a symptom. She's the end result of the society we have built, which is why it's hypocritical.
Which you think is
I mean,
degrading.
I'm living the best I can in the world that's already been built. I don't give a shit about changing the world. The
She's
world
not here
has
to
given
change
me the opportunity to do what I do and monetize from it. I'm going to do that. You
But
don't see
you
me...
said you thought you were a positive role
No,
model.
but Rob,
to men.
Rob.
Well,
this
I
is-
am positive because you think of the day I fucked 1,000 men. If you was a rapist, would you go and find someone else? No, I've shared my location. Come and fuck me. Like, I'm reducing rape rates because when you have sex workers that are available and guys want to have sex, they want to breed, they want to fuck. And if they can't find a girlfriend or they can't afford to pay for one, because prostitutes nowadays can be expensive, I'm saying, hey, I'm doing it for free. Just come fuck me. Take it out on me because I consent to that. So I'm not promoting, people say I promote rape culture and stuff. I'm not. I'm saying, hey, I enjoy it. I get wet. I get turned on. I wank over my videos. Come and fuck me. Save yourself paying a lawyer. Like, I'm actually doing people work. bet that day if he was a rapist, not that I'm obviously promoting it, but it's like, okay, well, actually, I'll just go and fuck Bonnie. She's there. It's easy work. She's already shared a location.
What she just said to you, does that shock you?
None of this shocked me.
No, but do you find it, would you disagree with it? What she's doing? Would you, when you hear what she's talking about, do you sit and think you shouldn't be doing that? Because I'm trying to lead you down a trap here.
Of course you are. You always fucking do.
No,
Right.
okay. Well,
No, let me answer then.
sure.
I'm quite neutral on it
Okay.
because I think that I imagine for some men it is useful,
Yeah.
the service you provide. I imagine other men get probably a bit fucked up by it, and
Do you believe Bonnie has the right to make the choices she's making?
I believe you do, she does, I do, we all do, as
Then
long
you
as
can't
it's
have
legal.
then it's impossible to have any kind of problem with it, surely.
I think you can have an opinion on it.
You
but
just tried to cul-de-sac me there, didn't you, Andrew?
No, the point I'm making is the same people who are going to sit and say what Bonnie's doing is wrong and she shouldn't be allowed to do it are also the same people who say women should be allowed to vote. It's one or the other. Either women do not have the ability to make their own decisions or they do.
see, if I cared enough about what was going off, or think I could change it by voting.
But you can't.
the world
You
is
almost
fucked.
cul-de-sac,
So yeah,
you know.
I don't bother looking in the news or anything like that.
Of course.
And also, why
But you're
should I look at the
confusing me
news?
because you say you don't give a fuck about anything on the world and it's just about you, but then you're trying to promote that you're a great
I
role
care
model
about
for
men's
men.
mental
And
health, and I care about draining their balls and having fun and having orgasms. The only time I talk about the rape rates is when women are crying, saying I'm increasing it. So if you want to start crying and making TikToks and making false allegations, I'll slap you in the face with the facts. The facts are 32% is decreased because of sex workers.
Women can't change the world, Rob. Let's look at this. Let's take this away from Bonnie for a second.
but haven't
Look
you
at it
said
in
that
metaphor.
feminism's just like taken over?
Feminism was given to women by men. Men are the only ones who can project force, Rob. Feminism is a male movement. You think if women march around in the street outside, anybody gives a fuck? The only reason they get away with it is because men stand around them with guns. Men enforce feminism. Men project force. If women really wanted to fight the patriarchy, and they don't, trust me, the reason they say they want to fight the patriarchy is because the patriarchy doesn't fight back. If it became a real fight, patriarchy versus women, it would last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And when the riot horses start storming in with the batons, women would very quickly get back in the kitchen. So there's no such thing as female power. It's given to them by men. And it's given to them by subsects of men who are actually trying to damage masculinity. It's very interesting. Imagine it this way. Every single man out there is fucked, and every single man out there has a past. So every single man out there can have all of his exes contacted and find the Jezebels who want money and can be attacked. So why does it only happen to some men? Well, women are the conduit for attack, and the different groups of men decide to use women as a conduit to attack their enemies. Feminism is a group of men using women against other men. That's all it is. Women are the tools, and women are the symptoms. Women can't change society. Bonnie can't change anything. She's a symptom of the society she grew up in.
Right.
Because she can't.
She thinks she can change men's mental health.
No, she's
Well,
saying
she
she
just
can
said.
help with men's mental health, but she can't change society. Women, by and large, can't do anything. Women can march all day, every day. Nobody gives a fuck.
If you saw women marching there now, I'd look and think, oh, fucking hell, what have they done, chipped a nail? If I saw men
That's
marching,
called a
I'd think,
revolution.
God, something's going wrong. Something's
'Cause
happening.
men
I
can
should
be violent.
concerned.
So she is a symptom of society. And what I'm saying is, unless you're prepared to stand up and say the entire society needs rewiring, women shouldn't be allowed to vote anymore.
Thanks.
Women should not be having sex outside of wedlock. Unless you're going to start saying all of these things, you shouldn't have an opinion on Bonnie. Your opinion on Bonnie should be, she is the end result of the society we have built and promoted. She is acting how society has told her to act to get as far ahead as possible. She is being extremely successful financially. She's notorious. She's sitting with one of the most famous men on the fucking planet. She's done a fantastic job for herself, built on the parameters that we've given her to live within.
Yeah.
Here's the rules of the game. She's played the game the best. If you're unhappy with what she's doing, change the rules of the game. But when men sit here and go, no, women should vote, and yeah, I listen to my wife, and I listen to her opinions, and me and my wife are best friends, and I love what women think, but Bonnie shouldn't do that. That's hypocritical and stupid.
Oh my God.
That's dumb. All women, to some degree, are sex work. And the reason I respect
my
what Bonnie's
God.
doing is because Bonnie's making her own money with her own brains and being very honest and open about what she's doing. I respect what Bonnie's doing far more than the girls who have attacked me for rape charges, who got with me, asked for money, I said no, and then tried to put me in jail for it. That's sex work, but it's just criminal. It's just disingenuous. I respect Bonnie a lot more than the woman who goes out there and gets married to a man she barely loves and divorces him 2 years later and takes half of his estate. I respect Bonnie a lot more than the women who are out in Dubai dating 5 or 6, 7 different men, just getting handbags and rent and all of this stuff and pretending to be an angel and putting boss chick working real estate on her fucking Instagram. All these women are doing the same shit. But Bonnie's open about it. Bonnie's honest about it.
Yep.
If you want to be with Bonnie, and Bonnie, you were married, if I believe, or you had a boyfriend.
I'm still going through a divorce.
Okay, yeah. If you want to be with Bonnie, you know what you're getting. That's your decision. That's your prerogative. That's honest. That's great.
Yeah, I finished that one.
Most of these men out here are married to women just the same as Bonnie. They don't even fucking know it. And if you told them, they'd deny it. If I open my Instagram now and see one of my exes getting married, and I message her husband right now on Instagram saying, she's a hoe, XYZ, he'll defend her. No, she ain't. You're a rapist. Go fucking retard. So most of these women out here are the same shit anyway. I absolutely love people. You know what I love, Rob? Karmic retribution. I love, you know, when you see a man play with fire, then he gets burnt. And you're like, shouldn't have been playing with fire. I love it. We said women, let them do whatever they want. I was sitting there years ago saying, no, guys, no, we need to have children. I tried my best. They tried to put me in jail. Did women try and put me in jail? Well, yes, but who really tried to put me in jail? Men.
I'm going to say the men, because men can only
male judge, male police officers dragging me in and out the cell, men locking me in the room, men defending these women who lie, men want me in jail for trying to protect society. But this is the world they wanted. I hope we have more Bonnie Blues. I hope every woman just fucks everything, and I hope all of society burns. I've given up.
Yeah.
This is what they wanted, so let's give them what they wanted. Do it.
How would God judge Bonnie Blue?
Well,
If God existed.
arguing about God and whether he exists or not is a completely different topic. But, I mean, the holy books have a whole bunch of lessons to be learned.
Every Abrahamic religion has rules on promiscuity and why it's not allowed, and shows why it's not allowed. Every one of the Abrahamic books. If y'all didn't know.
Learned. And I would argue that one of the primary objectives of religion, all religions, since the dawn of time, has been trying to protect society from female sexuality, because female sexuality is unchecked, unlike male sexuality. Female sexuality, if it goes unchecked, results in some degree of chaos. All religions are telling women not to be overly sexual for a reason, because they know how society ends.
Right.
That's why I said earlier we're in the end times. So how would God judge Bonnie? I don't know. Would he judge her? Or would he judge the society which created her? I'm not sure. But a society of absolute promiscuity leads to a whole bunch of problems that come later down the line, because men lose vested interest in the society with the promiscuity. If there's a kid that exists, and I'm sure he's mine, I have a vested interest. But if that woman's promiscuous and I'm not 100% sure that child is mine or not, then I have less of a vested interest. And yeah, there's DNA tests and there's certain things. But before modern science, there was none of that. The only thing that gave me a vested interest in the child or the woman was the fact that my paternity was secured and it was guaranteed. And it was guaranteed through sexual exclusivity, which is why we've tried very hard to counter promiscuity for so long. Because men lose all interest in family, by extension, all interest in society, when we do not have guaranteed paternity. But once again, who am I to tell society how to be?
Who am I?
Because every single time I do, men try and put me in jail. You know, the enemy of the world are not women or whores or the good
It's
girls.
weak ass
or anything.
niggas.
The enemy of the world are the simps.
Told you.
It's simps that did all this shit.
Told you.
It's simpy ass men who listen to women's opinions, who did all of this crap.
Who sit there and say, you know what? What do you think? How you feel? How you feel? We think you. How you feeling today? That's what it is. Niggas sitting there arguing and having a chat, giving opinions and shit, nigga. It's because of you niggas. I be trying to tell. Stupid. I had to tell that to another nigga the other day. It's because of you niggas. They act like this. Don't know how to tell a motherfucker no. You niggas.
And here we are. Simps did it. Simps are the most dangerous men on the fucking planet. Simps are going to sit there and, like what I said earlier, if I message one of the guys who's marrying one of my exes now, he's going to simp over her, tell her how much he loves her, and pretend I'm the bad guy.
Yep.
For doing what? Sleeping with his wife when she wanted it? Simps are the enemy of the society, and simps have built all of this shit.
And a lot of them simps, I guess, are going to sleep with Bonnie, aren't they?
Well, they're all in love with her, and I don't blame them because they're fucking losers.
Right.
No, yeah, so I don't find him as losers. Like, before I did judge him, like, before I spent hours and hours chatting to him and stuff, I think,
Nah, any nigga going to fuck a bitch that fuck a lot of niggas, and any nigga going in rotation like that, fucking that shit is a loser. A loser.
that's weird, or why have they requested that? But you know what? I'm saying, look,
So you used to judge the men you slept with.
until I actually educated myself on it, yeah, and that's like most things, you judge things until you educate yourself.
And what have you learned about men sleeping with thousands of them?
That a lot of the time it's the women's fault. It's the women's fault is why they're in my queue. If they just sucked him off that day, the balls would have been drained, and they wouldn't.
Yeah, but the problem was she didn't suck him off because he said not to. You know, like she didn't suck him off because he's a bitch ass nigga. She didn't suck him off because she don't like that nigga. That's why she didn't suck him up. She didn't suck him up because she don't like that nigga. He act like a bitch. He don't know how to say. He don't know how to. You know how to put his fucking foot down. So that's what happens. Then the bitch ass nigga, he says, you know what? Okay, I guess I'll go get it somewhere else. And he still takes care of the motherfucker that don't shoot shit for him. Still takes care of the motherfucker that don't know how to shut the fuck up. Still takes care of the motherfucker that don't listen. Like, that's what makes him a bitch ass nigga. Cause he, okay, here's my wallet. Let me go over here. Stupid. Goofy ass niggas, I'm trying to tell ya.
Someone giving me a facial. The balls wasn't drained, therefore they was in my queue. And a lot of these men, it's not because they don't love their family, they don't love their wife and their kids. That's one thing. Having sex is separate.
True.
And also a lot of these men, it's just sex to them.
True.
They're not asking for an emotional connection. And a lot of them, sometimes you just feel lonely because the world lets them down in loads of ways. They're made to work. They're made to provide. They're made to look after the kids, still empty the dishes. Like, they're made to do so much and they feel lonely. They can't go and say to their wife, you know what, work was hard today. She'll bite back and say, oh, the kids kept me up, this happened, and, you know, they dropped their yogurt on the floor. They've always got something to complain about, whereas I'm not that. I'm not like every other woman. They get to come to me and I'll listen to them and I will cater to their fetish. You know, as long as it's within my boundaries, I will do that for them. Because I'm like, I want to do that. I want to help you. I want to make your day a bit better because your wife isn't doing that. So I want to do that. So I don't find them weird. Like before, some of their requests, I'd be thinking, fuck me, like, where did you think of that? That's a bit weird, or that's odd. How are you getting off to that? And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to judge them. I don't know what they're going through to a certain degree. If I can make their day a bit better, I want to do that because I'm a good person.
Would you not say, though, Andrew, that's a weak man that's going to Bonnie?
I think men take what they can get. And I think that it is the masculine imperative to take what they can get. Like, once again, I try not to be a hypocrite. I try very hard to be very fair with all of my views. So let me answer myself. If I was walking down the street and a beautiful woman come up to me and said, get me pregnant, no strings attached, I'd be like, all right, safe. I'll take it. Why not? I'll take what you can get, right? The men who are going to Bonnie perhaps do not have the options I have. But then like me, if I go to Saint-Tropez, Monaco, Dubai, the most beautiful women in the world are begging for me all day, every day. When I go to Dubai, all the women that you men are Instagramming, and she's ignoring you, is chasing me because I've got the money and the status, which is what they want.
Yeah.
But then I'm ignoring them because I can't be asked with the rape charge. So it's the circle of life. Do I blame men for taking what they can get? No. If there's a group of men around, there's a whole bunch of jizz, they should be too straight to pull that off. But one-on-one, if they can handle the time vortex, if they can get, a calculator and work it out, it is what it is.
Nice.
Sex used to result in children. That was the point of sex. And now we have the capability of having sex without children, which is a relatively new experiment. And this also happens with homosexuality, with gay people, why they keep doing more and more deprived things, because sex gets boring after a while. It's like drugs, right? You take a little bit and then you need more and you need more for more excitement all of the time. So where the whole ends, I don't know. Maybe a lot of this is down to porn addictions or those kind of things. I'll be here and I'll state completely honestly, and I say this before God and before the cameras, I don't watch porn. I haven't watched a porn clip in 20 years. I don't
No, you're not supposed to watch corn, guys. You're supposed to make it. You don't watch corn, you make it, all right?
Still
porn.
really
I don't
tight.
need to watch porn. I can barely get through my roster as it is. I ain't got time to be watching porn. I don't watch porn. I don't jerk off. I don't do any of that. I have too many females to service. I'm already behind. Like, I've got to hurry up on this podcast. Like, I got shit to do. So I don't do any of that stuff. But if you're jerking off the porn all day, every day, perhaps you're always trying to find something new to excite you. That's why you end up looking at midgets and fucking whatever. And then perhaps the depravity is the exciting part of it, like drugs or like anything else. But this is just an end result of having sex without the primary objective of having children, because that should be the result of sex is children. We've removed that now. So the point of sex is pleasure. But we all know that pleasure gets old and you have to constantly up the game and up the ante. I don't know. Do I blame the men for taking the free pussy when they have no other pussy on the table? Absolutely not. I don't blame them. Do I blame Bonnie for making a whole bunch of money off it? No. If I was unhappy with that exchange, would my problem be with Bonnie or the men? No. My problem would be with society as a whole. If I believed that was wrong, perhaps I would have been online years ago trying to stop society heading down this direction. But if a whole bunch of men fought against me, turned up and raided my house with guns and waved MP5s in my face, saying that I'm a bad person for trying to protect society and saying what I believe society should function as, then I'd understand that men want this. So who am I to say otherwise? This is what men and women want.
Yep.
I'm just a fucking guy. I'm just a dude. This is the Western world we've built. We've built a Western world where men are just tax slaves and women are the most important things on the planet who can do whatever they fucking want. And they're always permanent victims / always permanently right. And they're girl bosses and we're dumbasses. And we just have to build the roads and build the buildings and die in ditches. And this is all a woman's world and it's a matriarchy. So if that's the world we live in, let women do whatever the fuck they want. Cool. And the government can raise the kids. And this is the new society we've built, the new utopia. Fantastic.
Do you think Andrew's a good role model?
All right.